Is it possible to be in two places at once? You might think that the obvious answer to this question is no, and at our scale, it's not. But on a quantum level, this is a concept called quantum superposition. It's the notion that a quantum system can exist in multiple states simultaneously when no observation or measurement is taking place. It's kind of like a mathematical description of the unknown. We don't know what state the system is in, so we describe it as being in both states simultaneously. And once measured, it collapses into one state. Each possible state, or each possible outcome, is called the system's eigengates. The probability of being in one state or another doesn't have to be 50-50. It can be 30-70 or even 1-99. And these probabilities can change over time. They're not static. Imagine you flip a coin. When the coin is in the air, you can't see whether it's heads or tails, so it can be described as being both heads and tails simultaneously. And when you measure the coin, or you catch it, it collapses into one state. Now, superposition doesn't really exist in the macroscopic world. The coin is just an example to help you understand. The macroscopic world, or our world, is deterministic and follows the rules of classical mechanics. Here, just because something is unknown doesn't mean it doesn't still have a physical state. But superposition is actually one of the defining properties of quantum mechanics. It's really the main thing that sets it apart from classical mechanics. So, to understand it a little more, let's go back to the coin. This classical coin has two states, red and blue. And the coin is always at 100% of either state. Now let's see what happens when I measure it. Nothing happened. That makes sense because when you see a coin in the real world, that doesn't affect its state. Now let's take a look at the quantum coin. The probabilistics of this coin aren't static. They're changing based on the angle of the coin. When the coin is measured, it collapses into one state, and we can try to predict which state this will be probabilistically. But even with rapid measurement, you can't keep it in one state indefinitely because there's always a chance that that 1% of red will come into play. Or maybe we can, but we just don't know how yet. There's a lot we don't know about superposition. How long do they last? What does it even mean to make a measurement? Is it when it hits your eye or just thinking about the concept of measurement enough? Schrodinger's cat is a popular thought experiment that was created to show how absurd superposition is. So if none of this makes sense to you, don't worry. It doesn't make much sense to anybody.